be 30 years ago. On February the 25th, I brought a group of little Norwegian dancers from the Cranfield Scout School that I had been teaching for about 5 years to perform for the residents at Sunset Home. And I had been told there was a dignified man that had started working up there, but I didn't know him and he didn't know me. So while the kids were dancing, this dignified man came down the hall and stood and watched as they performed. And after they had finished and had gone out to visit with the residents and all, he came over, introduced himself as Pastor Weldon Smith, and that he was the chaplain and development director, just been there a little while, and told me that his girls had been in a little Norwegian dance group in Texas City where he was serving a church, and that he just came down to watch. Well, we visited on for a little while, and then it was time to go back to Cranfield Scout with my load of little children. And he went his way and I went mine.
Okay, do you want to tell?
You go ahead. We did it together, so you go ahead.
We were introduced by mutual friends, and I was 17 years old, a high school senior. My parents were very protective and particular about who I dated. My friend asked me if I would consider going with she and her boyfriend and a friend of her boyfriend's to the South Plains Fair in Lubbock. And she knew my parents well, so she immediately said, "He's a really nice guy and he's a Baptist." And I said, "I'll have to tell my parents." And so I told them what the plans were, sort of. I told them that I wanted to go, and they asked who he was and where he lived and how old is he. He was 24. And I said, "He's out of high school. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's out of high school." "Well, how old is he?" "I think he's about 20. So we went to the fair. I never expected that we would see one another again. We were just going to the fair with friends. But we had a really good time. He was a nice guy, just really nice looking, beautiful blue eyes, nice smile. He was very kind and considerate of me, and we had a great time. And he asked me to go to the movie the next night. And I wanted to go, so I said, "I would like to go, but I think I better tell my parents how old you are." And he said, "Well, how old do they think I am?" I said, "They think you're about 20. And he said, "Why would they think that?" I said, "Because that's what I told them."
Well, I had heard about her from Bill Johnson. She had referred to earlier. We were good friends, classmates at Clifton College back in 1947. And then he went to Texas Lutheran, and I went to SMU and then to Lutheran College in Iowa. And then, so both of us were ready for the seminary at that point, and we were roommates. And when Betty was talking to begin with about whatever dates and so forth, I am the world's worst when it comes to remembering when. Can you remember when they wore 1812 as well, you know?
I could go back a little farther in saying that this started at the time Harriet, his wife, passed away. And his best friend, who was a classmate of his in seminary, was married to my first husband's cousin. so Bill's almost a relative, he is, and he had called me and asked me to invite Weldon to come and take part in a group, support group called Theos. They help each other spiritually. So I wrote the letter and invited him, and he wrote back that he was too busy. He didn't have time to come for that. So that started the relationship a little bit, bringing in a little bit there.
He said, okay, you tell them tomorrow that I'm 24, and then I will call and make sure that it's safe to come out to your house. And I will come and get you, and we'll come into the movie, because I lived out from town about 17 miles. And so next day I told my mother first, and my mother was a really calm person. She said, you need to tell your daddy. And I said, okay. So in a little bit I had a chance to tell Daddy, and he looked a little startled, but then I found out that he had already checked around and found out, asked questions, and found out that he was a nice young man. He might not have known his exact age, but he certainly knew he was more than 20. And so neither of us ever dated anyone else after that. That was on September 29th that we went to the fair. On November 11th, he gave me my engagement ring. And we married the next May 19th.
She graduated from high school on May 18, and we got married the next day.
Yes, we did.
And of course, at that time, I had been widowed about 5 years. I had just completed 11 years of going to Tarleton nights and summers, and finished up my degree, my master's in education, and several other things there. And my kids were all married or gone away from home, so I was settling in to be that widow, just quiet and peace. Well, a week after 2 weeks after we met, he called over to Richland Mall, just like all the teenagers do, and looking around, wound up in a Hallmark store. Weldon came over with an anniversary card, and on it said something like, save this because you might get to send it to us next year. And I thought, whoa. First date, this is looking a little past. We should have bought it and saved it, but we didn't. But we had a good time. We got to know one another a little better. And then it was a week or so later that we attended a band concert from Luther College. His youngest daughter was going to school there. She was a member of the band. And so I met Maureen, enjoyed the concert, but we sure had a lot of people's jaws dropping when they saw us together. But that was fun too. Scary, but fun.
It didn't take me long to realize that she was somebody special to me, and I guess I kind of grew on her, so to speak. And I had hair. I had hair back. That was when I still had hair. So I wasn't totally walking uphill,
And from there, the next day, then Sonia and I went to Waco. We were going to be looking for rings. Yes. Uh-huh.
So how long had you been dating before you asked her to marry you?
Really, I guess just February, March, April.
Wow.
That we were looking for rings. And then there was a lot of things happening then, and everything was popping. Getting ready for a wedding on July the 19th. So it was really fast. But I'd had a chance to meet his family, and he had met a number of mine. So we were ready. We weren't teenagers anymore. We didn't have to go through all this dating stuff like they do.